All right, welcome to Tea and Conversation Live with Candy Low, our second season. Feeling real good this morning. Yeah, feeling real good all day. Yes, we are. I have on with me my wonderful sister, Tawanda Bradley. She is the founder of Grow My Giving here in the Tampa Bay area and has been doing amazing things. And I want her to tell us a little bit about it and get right into it. And again, Grow My Giving, the founder, Tawanda Bradley. Take yourself off mute.
Good morning, Miss Lowe. How are you this morning?
I am real good. Good to see you. Tell us a little bit about Grow My Giving, when it started, and why was it birthed by you?
Well, Grow My Giving started in the midst of the pandemic. In 2020, I found myself not knowing what I wanted to do, having left the corporate world and just doing what I did most. And that was the reason for leaving the corporate world was to give, to have the freedom to help people. Well, when the pandemic came, let's start it off with when COVID came. When COVID came,
Mm-hmm.
we started minimizing our movement in the world because we didn't know where it was going. And then we were eventually told to sit down and stay still. Well, by that time, I had already come across this young lady that did a nonprofit with homeless. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I would own a nonprofit. I never had that imagination. When I started doing a little filming with a good friend of mine who later became the president, Calloway, the president of Grow My Giving, we just wanted to put together some little trinkets for the homeless because I had a passion for them. And then when we did that, we videoed it, went live, and two young ladies reached out to me and asked me, could they work with my nonprofit? And I told them, I said, well, we're not a nonprofit. We are just ladies just giving back. And so fast
Yes.
forward and we end up volunteering. When we volunteer with a group called Hands of Hope, nope. Hearts and Hands for the Homeless. The Hands of Hope is another outstanding nonprofit with CC Mitchell.
Yes.
So I get them mixed up because both of the girls are awesome. The name starts with a C. So Camille Robinson was Hearts and Hands. There we go. Hearts and Hands for the Homeless. We started working with her
Yes.
and they were giving out food. And so we would get on the back of the truck with her and drive all the way to Dade City, about a 55, almost an hour drive out, heading north of Tampa. And then we would come back into Tampa and we would go to apartments that were very in need. I think that's a great word to use.
Mm-hmm.
People in need. And we would give them food. And by the time we did this about 3 times, because this was every week, we did it about 2, 3 times with her. She said, I have extra food that I'm turning away because I don't, there's only so much I can do as an individual. I said, well, you got us, we're helping you. She says, but still there's more food and I just don't have the location. So I said, well, I have a location that would be Progress Village. That's where I was born, raised. Heart is still there. I don't physically live there, but my childhood church is there. My family home is there. I have a couple of properties there. So I said, we could do it there. And it grew from there. From that point forward is how Grow My Giving was birthed. We had no name. We didn't think we were going to be a nonprofit. We just knew that we could serve that community. As time went on, I realized we did need to formalize ourselves. We needed to become what I say legal, need to become legal. And that's when I talked to my good friend, Cheryl Calloway. I said, Cheryl,
Mm-hmm.
I have to go nonprofit. We have to go nonprofit. And I don't know what to call it. So we filed in
Mm-hmm.
June 2020. We were told it was going to take a long time to get it back because of the pandemic and everything. But who is now our chief legal officer, Attorney LaShawn Strawn, she gifted us with doing the paperwork for us free of charge. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
free of charge. And she says usually when lawyers do it, they tend to get the eyesight a little faster. It goes a little faster. Shouldn't be that way, but that's what it was. So here we are. We filed the paperwork. So in
Yes.
June 2020, we became Grow My Giving. Didn't know what name to call it. It was Cheryl that said, Twanda, just call it what you say all the time. I said, what do I say all the time? And she said, you always asking God, how can you grow your giving? You say, how can I grow my giving? How can I grow my giving? And that's how we came up with the name.
Yes. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely love it. I just needed to play that because it makes my heart happy knowing that you definitely went forward with the passion. You and those people that are around you that believe in the mission statement of Grow My Giving that has been reaching the overlooked and underserved communities and empowering them through education and services. And we
Yes.
definitely thank you, Tawanda, for doing the work on the ground, connecting with the communities, definitely in Progress Village area that we know they were lacking a number of things in that community, and you have stepped up taking charge, and others as well. We definitely don't want to mislead. We have others that have been as well. I want to go, we have the hurricane season coming up on January 1. And I can remember in 2017, 2018, I think it was, when the pandemic, when the hurricane came, and there was a number of us during that time, you, Walter Smith, Connie Burton, Mona, myself, Jeanette Bradley, where we were going around making sure that sandbags and getting the word out of where the sandbag filling was and getting all the things in order. You've been at it a long, long time. And can you give us some information, because we know that January 1 is right around the corner, and we want to make sure that the people definitely in the Progress Village area are ready for the hurricane season.
Just a quick, it's July 1. It's coming up in July 1. Yeah, you're correct. I don't know. I don't know if
No,
I would know. You
it's
said
June
January
1.
1?
June 1 to
June 1.
November
Okay, you
30th.
said January. And I'm like, not January. It's a
Oh, I'm
June. Yeah,
sorry.
June.
Yes, June 1.
June 1. June 1. First of all, I would like to thank you and Walter Smith and all the others that really started this. Um, it was because of that experience. I can't remember that year. I think it was 2002. I can't remember the year, but it was a moment ago. It was way prior. It was at least 3 years prior to the pandemic coming through, and I would not have known anything because we had never had sandbags. I'm going to say Twan had never heard about sandbags needed. You follow me? We were not educated in that. And so it was with the help of you and Walter and others and Jeanette, who used to live in the village, actually brought that to our attention and then the need because of that hurricane. So when we did that, fast forward to the most current, a few years back, we had the same issue. And there still was no
Mm-hmm.
sandbags assigned to us, even after we got together, found dump trucks, paid out our pocket, tapped into my childhood church, St. James. It's called Victory right now, and Pastor Price jumped in, gave out some monies to make it happen. We still didn't get it. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
become an automatic from that point, which was very, very disappointing. And so we had a couple more storms. So that the next storm that I really remembered, I remember talking to the county commissioner, and was concerned. So what we learned was they did designate. So what they did designate some bags for the village. But guess what? The village didn't know that they did that. So how's it going to
Mm-hmm.
help us? And so working with the Commissioner Myers, and thank goodness, our state representative that used to be Diane Hart, she was just transitioning over. I just transitioned to her new district, and we had got Michelle Rayner. And so I called who I
Mm-hmm.
know to call, which is Diane Hart. Diane Hart has a heart for Tampa Bay, not just for our
Yes.
district. She has a heart for Tampa Bay. And so we're calling
Mm-hmm.
her and Janine. And I think I said her name right. Janine Murphy. I said it right. Uh,
Janae.
they were the one. They are the one that helped direct me and sent me to Michelle Rayner, who connected with Commissioner Myers, and we made it happen. And so now we're going to keep going because now I still had a concern, Candy. I had a concern that there are bags. Great, we're growing because now at least there are bags assigned to us, where before there was
Mm-hmm.
nothing to us and we had to go buy it. So now we got that, and but we don't know how to get it to the people. So we got it to the people that time. And so I talked with the commissioner and said, Commissioner, great. What are we going to do in the future? Because we have to think ahead of time. And that's your question now. Thinking ahead of time of being prepared. So the next
Yes.
time we went through the series, which was what we just hit back to back to back, we still at a point where there's a delay in the village knowing we got help. And the key is
Mm-hmm.
what I know, Candy, and you know it too, because you run Black Business Bus Tour, and it doesn't matter how great, and you're so great in the marketing, it doesn't matter how good you are, or your product is, or your project is, or your event is. If you don't get the word to the people, it doesn't work.
Yes.
Don't care how much planning you do. The people have to know. And so this next round, this last round we had, which was back to back, a lot of people talk about just two storms, but we had an unnamed storm that came through the village and totally unprepared. I got a call on a Sunday saying that we need help of people volunteering, helping people put stuff bags. It's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
again, that same issue, slow communication. So now we went from no to slow. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
no, but that's advancement.
Yeah.
That's advancement. So now here we are today. So we went through that process, and so each storm after that, because we got wiped out on the first one, that nobody we got nothing on the first one, but then that second and third came, still slow. So now here we are today. To answer your question, the long way to answer your question, I am reaching out to the commissioner. I am already in connection with other resources that stepped in during Milton because that went beyond us. We tapped into people that we didn't know about because of the severity and seeing what is the plan. What is the plan?
Yes.
She did speak with me briefly, prepping for one of those last two, where now
Mm-hmm.
that Progress Village is a found station, because that was the other thing. We were not although we're flood zone, Emmanuel P was not a set station to get sandbags. We had to go to Sun City and Plant City and in town to get bags, but we were flood zone. So this last time they
Right.
fixed that. They fixed it. So that's good. So what the commissioner did mention to me is that one of the ways we're preparing is that she's looking to have a sand machine. I think that's what they call it, sand stuffer, bag
Mm-hmm.
stuffer, whatever you call it, because it's all manual down there. But the
Yeah.
need
Mm-hmm.
is we're getting people from Wild Mama, you name it. It's a lot of people. So they're looking to do that for us this year. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the preps. The other preps is Grow My Giving itself is working on we getting ready, and I'll this public announce. This show is the first to hear that we are opening up our pantry. Grow My Kitchen is
Awesome.
opening up a stand up pantry. No more in the road mobile pantry like we started. With that being said, we will tap into when there is a storm that we will be a organization that will be ready to receive food to make sure we feed the people because that was another issue. Commissioner, not commissioner, but a state rep, she had food need to come in. Who do we give it to? Where do we put it? Who is a centralized organization that can handle it? And as you know, I'm the president of Progress Village Civic Council, but the Civic Council don't handle food. And so part of the
Mm-hmm.
disaster relief is Grow My Giving, setting itself up with the food portion of the need that the people have during the pandemic. Or correction, excuse me, during any type of storm that we are impacted by.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Twanda, I'm so happy that you announced that here on Tea and Conversation Live with Candy Low, of course, the mobile pantry. because we have pantries throughout the city. And why not have a pantry in Progress Village? I know I watched a number of your videos, and there's a number of elderly people that come
Yeah.
out. It's warm, giving them a place where they can just, come. I'm not sure how you're going to have it set up, but having a pantry where they know that they can come and receive nourishing foods is so needed, and it is so needed in Progress Village.
Yeah. You're so right. You're so right. The need has grown, Candy, greater than I imagined. When we started the mobile pantry, it started in the village, like I said, but we had three areas we were designating, which was Parkers Village, Palm River, and Claremont, and that's who Grow by Giving serve. We do serve them all, but we ended up staying in Claremont for years because of growing need. When I went back to Parkers Village, the beginning of, because we shut that down in 22, so 23, when we went to Progress Village, there's where we actually saw how strong the need had grown over the couple of years in the village,
Yeah.
because it's not just the people directly in the village, it's also those that are around the village, communities next to it. We learned, as you all probably already know, that our village that used to be primarily pretty much 100%, maybe 99.9% black, um, is now black and Hispanics, most of black and Hispanic. So that need of sharing that information. So although we have Feeding Tampa Bay, who's an awesome organization, Feeding Tampa Bay, Grow My Giving at our beginning stages, they were one of the ones that came on to help us. Once that young lady phased out, her food phased out, Feeding Tampa Bay was there for us. Currently, Feeding Tampa Bay supports Sharing and Caring, which is with Victory, my childhood church. But, and as you all know, the Causeway, they just opened up their main area, the Causeway. However, that's down the street. Well, not even down the street, it's miles. You follow me? And oftentimes, a lot of our people are challenged with transportation. Their hours of operation, the days of operations doesn't fit them totally. So you're right, having a pantry in the village, in the community, is very much needed. And although there are two more, but they're only on one Saturday. We're looking to be there. We're starting off two times every other week, and then we're going to grow once a week, every other week, and then we're working on a plan to go from there to every week, and then increase as we increase our resources and bring it in. We increase our times that are available for the church, the families in the village. It is needed. They can't always get to food. And if I haven't learned anything else, being able to give them fresh produce. So that is my hope that Feeding Tampa Bay, because our last project we did, we actually was awarded a funding from the county, which, and thank you, Commissioner Myers, for the funding. But we had to pay for the food. Well, I don't have that kind of
Mm,
money. And that wasn't
wow.
enough. With the amount of money that we have to pay for the food, produce is very, very, it's healthy, but as we know, healthy is costly. And so to keep the
Right.
health running and improving the health and making sure people are physically feeling good, we need more things where they can put their hands on it. So coming in, being able to stand up the pantry in one location where they're not challenged with the heat, because you're right,
Mhm.
there are elderly people there in the village that it is a lot for them. They're handicapped. It's everything in there. And so this is making,
Mhm.
I know it's going to make a big difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also, Tawanda, you mentioned elderly people, because I've been going to the village most of my life, going down with my grandparents when they both were here, and seeing that there's a lot of families. There are families, and there's elderly. There are people that have been there for many, many years. Uh, I want to say it is considered a food desert area. So it why not a food pantry? Why not a mobile food pantry? And also, if for me, if I know Grow My Giving is doing it, is spearheading it, we know that the word will definitely get out in the Progress Village area. That is your community, Tawanda Bradley. And we know that you have your finger on the pulse. That is your community. You were born and raised in that community. So you have your finger on the pulse of Progress Village, period.
Yeah. Yeah, that yeah, I love the village. There's nothing like the village and those that lived in it. Um, they understand. We all understand. It's just nothing. It's just like the word the village. Um, those the
Mm-hmm.
founders that came up with the name, awesome name, and it resonates and it still does. No matter whether we move away, like I said earlier when we first started the interview, that I don't physically live there right now, but I live there. My heart would never leave. That's why you'll see us say PV for life, because they're still some of the originals, not and then the offsprings. There are many. Unfortunately, some of us have lost our homes, or sold our homes, but there's still many of the originals there. So it's important not only to our elderlies right now, Candy. We're looking to, and that's what Dora Given's about. How do we stabilize people? Whatever we can do to help you become stable and become sustainable for the generations to come.
Yes.
That's what we do. That's why when you talked about our mission, we want you to become stable. Whatever we can do to help you become stable, and that's most of
Mm-hmm.
it is through the education. It's through knowledge because we lack knowledge. We're not dumb people. We are super smart people. Where we
Correct.
lack is the access to the knowledge, okay?
Correct.
So that we can gain wisdom in
Mm-hmm.
operating in our lives. And so that's what Grow My Giving is about. How do we make sure that we can provide the resources, educate the people so that they can stand up and stabilize themselves and teach generations and generations and generations so that we can remain in existence and that the village, although the face of it is changing, we are one because we are
Mm-hmm.
all God's children, but the face has changed a little, but we don't want to lose ourselves. And so that's why the village is always going to be my heart. And I will do until I die all I can do to make sure it stands strong.
Mm-hmm. And what do you mean by the face is changing in the Progress Village area, Tawanda?
Right now, the face has changed big time. We know the traditional, and I can announce this too right now, that the Parkers Village City Council is working on the village becoming historical. That's our aim. That's something I took on when I became the president. I heard the people. We don't want to lose ourselves. We want to be. We're history. We are the first Black community, Black suburbs. I think I said it right. Suburbia community and something like that. That's in the state of Florida. We don't want to lose ourselves. Blah 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 blah. When I heard that, I reached out to the county. Uh, um, and if it can, if I could divert just a little bit. I do a lot of this right now because I did so much in the city. I spent many years, my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, and a piece of my 50s in the city volunteering, giving back and giving back and giving back. And then I realized I need to take it home because I started looking at the difference. The city looks totally different from the county. And it's just that not much happened. So that's not much was happening in the village. So with that being said, when I started looking at everything, I realized what can we do to tweak us and be better. So what Parkers Village lies is that we were a just black community, 99.9 black.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then in 2010, I have to go back to search my data, but I feel comfortable using the number 2010. It's when the census is either 2010 or 2020, but one of those numbers, census changed. What used to
Mm-hmm.
be the footprint of Progress Village, which we call Unit 1, 2, and 3, it expanded. First of all, they moved us to be part of Palm River. No, we're Progress Village. So when you look on paper, it'll say Palm River. So that's on paper, but that's all it has ever been. So, okay. Then the census expanded the scope. So when you look at it, what used to be 4,000, a little bit over 4,000 residents in Progress Village, now it's over 10. No, it's not. That's because you're including these new neighborhoods as Progress Village. You see where I'm coming from
Right.
now? So the
Right.
word Progress Village, when you look at the ratio of blacks, white, Hispanics, Asian, whatever, what ethnic groups, it's not what it truly is. The true Progress Village is unit one, two, and
Mm-hmm.
three. That's number one. That's why it changed the faces. That's the first level to change faces. Now, when you go back to the core, unit one, two, and three, that original footprint where we have more individuals or families that are not black have moved in. We have had
Mm-hmm.
families that sold their homes to investors that are renting people
Mm-hmm.
that are not black. It is what it is. So we embrace you. We're the family. You know how we are. We are black. And black, we receive everybody. We don't care the color of your skin. We are God's people. You're here. We love on you too. You just got to love on us back. That's the only difference in Progress Village. You got to love on us back because you're here now. And so the face of us has changed greatly from 99.9% blacks, if not 100%, to I don't know what the ratio is, but it's huge internally within the village that we're working on to become historical. And then what the census has made it, or the footprint that government has made it, has expanded.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah. Does that include Claire Mel?
Yeah. Okay. So so with the census, it's two parts. Going back to the non-census, just going back to where we became Progress Village came underneath Palm River. Greater Palm River
Mm-hmm.
is what it's called. So when you
Mm-hmm.
do that, that's Palm River, Claremont, Progress Village, the
Mm-hmm.
areas in which Grow My Giving covers. Okay. And that was one of
Mm-hmm.
the reasons why I did what I did, because we fall underneath them. Technically, we do on paper, and clearly, paper we do. Unfortunately, throughout this time, that did happen in 2010, I believe it was, when we became underneath them. That's what it is. 2010 is when Progress Village fell under Greater Palm River, which where Claremont is under them as well. That was 2010. And so if you looked at Progress Village, we still an entity of Greater Palm River, and hopefully in the near future it will be better because we're still operating solo like we were before. Either we
Okay.
will gain some of the perks of being a part of that organization. Hopefully that happens
Mm-hmm.
soon. But when you talk about Progress Village, we're talking the census, and now that's bigger. And it does not include Claremont, and it does not include Palm River. It's just they expanded the zoning, I think that's the correct
Mm-hmm.
word, of what Progress Village look like. So we look at Falkenberg. We go all the way down to Falkenberg and all the new complexes that's there. They opened up a new road called, I think it's Candom, or something like that, on the north side of Progress Village. That is included. All those new homes that's been built up around Progress Village is now legally, technically Progress Village.
Mm-hmm. Where
And
are
so,
uh, the grocery stores in those areas in Palm River, Claremont, Progress Village, the grocery stores in the areas?
Claremont, Palm River,
Mm-hmm.
Progress Village, not. And that's why
Mm-hmm.
we need Grow My Givens Pantry. so that they
Mm-hmm.
can get those fresh vegetables and fruit, needing that support where we can be open more than one time a week. You follow me? Where they can go
Yes.
in at this point, at our starting point. Yeah, it's going to be free. All we can get
Mm-hmm.
free. But we look to have that small little pantry store, that quick, let me go get it right quick. Let me walk over there because I don't have a car.
Mm-hmm.
Or it costs me
Yes.
to get in the Uber. And I need that. I
Mm-hmm.
need that $7 one way and $7 back. That can be some potatoes. It can
Mm-hmm.
be a little bag of onions. It can be a
Correct.
meal because we can make a meal with potatoes, onions, and some bell peppers and a little
Mm-hmm.
seasoning salt. You know, you follow me? And so having the pantry, having the pantry in the village will help individuals because we don't have it. We don't have anything near us.
Yes. Yes. And as you know, as I remember, having to come all the way up 78th to and Palm River Road to Winn Dixie. And then
That's it.
once you start going out 78th Street, there is nothing other than little small convenience stores.
Yeah.
So a food pantry, mobile food pantry is definitely an idea for the Progress Village area. And I'm so glad you're thinking about it, working on trying to get it in the area for the seniors and for younger people, small families that are out there in that area as well. So thank you so much for doing that, Twanda. And you
You're welcome.
always are thinking about others and putting others first. And sometimes we talk about that. And that's why I love how you have Twanda Tuesday, where you take care of you on Tuesdays
And Freedom
as well.
Fridays. And Freedom
Yes, and
Fridays.
I want to ask you right quick. The meetings, Progress Village meetings, how often are those? And if you can give us some of the yearly events that you have. So if anyone want to get involved, they want to volunteer, how do they volunteer as well?
Okay. Well, the Parkers Village Civic Council, which I'm the president of, we have a monthly meeting excluding December and January, December Christmas and January Martin Luther King's Day. Um, I said that wrong. I said that so wrong. Excluding December. We just have to alter our days for January because of Martin Luther King. So every third Monday at 6:30, we meet as a community at the Emmanuel P. Johnson Center. Emmanuel P. Johnson Center, which is named after one of the oldest that just passed last year. He passed at 101, I believe, or three, 100, 100 plus, named after him. We meet every week, every month, just discussing great things. Some of the things that are happening right now in Progress Village, we are getting ready for our Easter egg hunt. The very first time
Mhm.
that Park and Rex is working with my childhood church, who also used to do their individual Easter egg hunt, and a young man with Bikers, United Bikers Jamboree, met him through Go My Giving. And so he has his
Mhm.
nonprofit. He supported Go My Giving. So now all of us are collectively doing that on April the 12th. Then the village is
Mhm.
also, Parkersville Village City Council is partnering with the Hillsborough County Parks and Rec for the Family Day, and that's going to be May 3rd. I just can't remember all times, but I know that's May 3rd, and you'll see that coming up. And then Progress Village is going to redo or revitalize its reunion, which is called Piola. Piola is going to happen in October, which is October the 24th through the 26th. So those are the things that the village or the council is looking to do. Oh, and we're sliding in before we get there. We got to clean up the village because we had to cancel our cleanup day because of the storm. And so we utilize in October, instead of doing our cleanup day in October, we actually did, we went to individual homes and helped them pull out their stuff to the roads to clean up their homes because of the damage of the storm. So we have that, and it's tentatively in the month of September. And then we have a walk. We have a Emmanuel P. Walk that's tentatively scheduled for August the 27th, I believe. But all that'll be posted. We're busy, 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 busy. As far as Grow My Giving, right now we have two things that's happening. As mentioned, the pantry, our launch date, we're looking to launch in June. We just got to stabilize the date in that month, but we're going live. And this is our 5th year. And so we're planning our very first fundraiser. Believe it or not, we've been operating on faith and blessings from God, where we have not had an official fundraiser. So we're going to have an anniversary, which will be our standard fundraiser. So that'll be coming in the latter part of this year as well.
Okay, that is absolutely wonderful. Lots of events, lots of things for Progress Village to get involved with. And even if you're not in Progress Village area, you can get involved as well. You can get involved as well. And website, Twanda?
For Grow My Giving is www.growmygiving.org. www.growmygiving.org. And for Progress Village Civic Council, very easy, www.Progress Village Civic Council, and that's CIL on the council.org.
Mm-hmm. And is the information number, the 863 number, 237, the number to contact?
It should be at 8. And thank you. Sound like I have a correction I need to put on my website. To contact anyone from Grow My Giving is 813-812-5660. 813-812-5660.
That was great information. And I love Progress Village because I know how much you love Progress Village. So, and if you are following Twanda Bradley on her page, her social media pages, or on her Grow My Giving page, you know that she gives lots of information about Progress Village, lots of information about what she has going on. She has been partnering with a number of nonprofits in our community. And if you are a nonprofit and you think that it's a good fit, you can also give Twanda a call. You can check out their website, which is unbelievable information. Lots of organizations has been partnering with her. And, you know, I think that one of the things, Twanda, too, it's your personality. It's your give back. It is one of the things that I think God has you here for, is to give and give. That's what you do. And only thing in the midst of it is making sure that you take care of you, and God's going to bring those people in that circle to make sure that you do that. Because, you know, I tell you all the time too, we all have to stop and take care of ourselves and do great things for ourselves, make ourselves feel good. But Grow My Giving is definitely one of those organizations. If you are looking to be a part of, volunteer, it is the one. It's you know, I have a few favorite nonprofits, and Grow My Giving is definitely at the top of the list. Tawana, if you have any more you want to add to this segment of Tea and Conversation Live, you're welcome to do so at this moment.
I would just like to say thank you, Candy Lowe, for allowing me this moment with Tea and Conversation. And as Candy said, if anyone wants to volunteer, do anything, and would like to grow their giving by giving back, just give us a call. Search us at www.growmygiving.org, or give us a call at 813-812-5660.
All right, you heard it first right here on Tea and Conversation Live with Candy Lowe. I'm your host, and I am encouraging everyone to go out and enjoy this day to the fullest. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Twanda.